Hi, how's it going? ECSports episode 12. This is Dion.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. We'll let you start because this is a big deal for you, kind of.
It is a big deal for me. So today I was looking down the Twitter feed, kind of crazy, and I see everyone is like so much sympathy and like freaking out, like,
Really?
oh my God, Miggy's gone. Oh my God, Miggy, I love you. Like, you got a couple base hits in the playoffs, but other than that,
Exactly.
you didn't. You're like 0 for 70 on the throwout game down to second.
Totally.
So we'll see you. In my opinion, I can't stand the guy. He's made comments in the past, and then he goes and makes comments now. Listen, if you're going to make comments, you have to be good.
Yeah.
If
You
you're
have
going to make comments on a team loaded with all-stars, be an all-star. Be an all-star.
Be a beast, man.
Be the first catcher in the lineup.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, he literally was saying, I don't get enough chances. Like, this is, I just don't understand it. It's not fair. And I talked to him, and, like, dude was talking shit after we won the World Series, man. Like, a week later was bashing Joe Madden.
Yeah, real team player.
Him and Aroldis Chapman. So, apparently, not apparently, I mean, he went on the news and just went crazy and just started bashing Arrieta.
Yeah, because the 7 bases that they had stolen on him,
Yeah.
every one of the 7 was because of Arrieta's slow delivery.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Every one of them.
So he said that he's getting tired of it and it's not fair and my arm is still good. Why are you doing this at the end of the day? So what did his teammates say?
Well,
what did Rizzo say?
The best one is Rizzo says, you make comments like that and you're gone.
Period.
See ya. And then he battles back with, the team is lacking a leader in the locker room.
Wow.
So, who's he talking about there?
Yeah, that's interesting. And
Very, very
what did Theo say?
interesting. And then Theo said, if you want to badmouth your teammates, you're not a good teammate, and then you're designated for assignment,
Exactly.
and we'll smell you later.
And we know what the DFA means in baseball. It's pretty much just like getting waived in the NBA or NFL.
Yep.
It's time to go. And then obviously Arrieta out. He just pretty much, played the diplomat role and said it's not Miggy's fault. I'm fine. We're good. Blah blah blah. At the end of the day, you don't need a guy in your locker room. Just negative, man. It's just like at work. That negative person that you just like, I gotta work with this piece of trash. All they're gonna do is bitch all day. And that's what he was. Like, he couldn't wait 7 days after the World Series to bitch. So, you know what? It's a better situation. The locker room is like a weight. Even with the Sox, with the guy that thought it was normal to bring his fucking kid to work every day. Like, that's not normal, bro. Like, I can't just walk into work with Dylan. Dylan's chilling with us today, guys. Is that all right? That's not what you do. It's not like real life. A men's locker room with whatever age. He thought it was normal. So, this is the problem with people. Kenny Williams did his job, and the guy didn't like it, and he left. It's the same situation. You got to get rid of the tumor in the locker room, or the locker room is just going to suffer.
Oh,
Because it happens in everywhere.
Yep.
So that guy just pretty much didn't understand the fact that he was a non-fucking factor on the team. And he just didn't get it.
Definitely a non-factor.
And then he has a camera in his face, and he chooses the wrong time, and I think he said this. He's like, I was just stuck in a moment. Yeah, you're stuck in a moment because you actually have 18 cameras in your face because you fucking, 7 bases stolen on you.
The best one is, today, he says, on 670 or ESPN 1000. He says, I called Jake and, I tried to explain to him that, I didn't mean it that way at all. Hey, Dion, you know what? Your delivery is extremely slow when we talk on here. So,
You're not talking to me, though. You're talking to, like, somebody else.
Right. So it's taken away from the show. But then I'm going to call you later, and I'm going to say, I didn't mean anything by it.
No, exactly.
How?
It makes absolutely no sense.
How did you not mean anything by those words?
Yeah.
Those words clearly are you blaming a teammate for the fact of you not being able to do your job.
Yes. That you don't have every day at.
Yeah. You get a couple opportunities, and the one night you start, they steal 7 bags on you. And why did they steal 7 bags? Because they know you can't throw the ball down the second.
Idiot. So, moving forward, what is the future for them? Right now, how many games back are they? After the loss.
After the loss tonight?
Yeah.
Depending on what the Brewers did, they were 1 game back going into tonight.
Okay. So they're still in the hunt.
Oh, absolutely.
I just think people forgot that they're so used to last year, but people don't get that you're getting gunned for. You're the fucking World Series champions. No one's going to lay down for you. Last year it was like, oh, the Cubs, yay. We're playing them, and they're outplaying everyone. This year it's like, no, we're going to Wrigley Field, or Wrigley Field's
we're bringing
here, and we're bringing it every time.
Right.
Jake Arrieta, whoever, Lester, Hendricks, we're going to bust your ass. Yep. We're going to throw everything at you to see what happens, and people don't realize that. That's what happens when you win. People want a gun for you.
That's it. Defending champs.
Yeah.
The thing is, take into consideration the team that I said is in front of them right now.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee Brewers.
That shows you how the division is very, very
in 1 year.
Fiji down. A lot of water in that division.
Worst team last year.
Totally. So, at the end of the day, Miggy, go fuck yourself. All right. So, we've been talking about these guys for the last few shows, and now it's finally happening August 26th. And I believe the other fight is September 14th. But Mayweather is fighting Conor. We don't have to speculate or say if they fight, it's happening. It's obviously, like we've said on numerous occasions, a money grab. But do you think that there is an option for it to be entertaining fight? Because I don't care what anyone says. You can talk shit and say it's fraud, but I bet your ass is watching it.
Oh.
I bet you're going to be watching that shit.
Everybody's watching it.
Everyone.
Everybody. If you're not watching it, you got problems.
Yeah.
Because I cannot wait to see just even what's going to happen.
Dude.
I cannot wait.
Just the spectacle.
I can't wait.
It's a fight of the ages. You got the best pound for pound in each fucking class of sport going up against each other with a lot of money on the line.
$10 million today they came out with for the advertisement. One.
Just for the advertising?
Just one.
That's crazy, man. So do you think is going to be an entertaining fight, or is it just going to be a fucking snore fest like the Pacquiao Mayweather?
I got to be honest. Mayweather doesn't put out entertaining fights.
Those are against boxers, though.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying freaking Conor is a can of tomatoes, but he's not a boxer, bro.
He has to get lucky. He has to throw a haymaker, that left hand. He's got to throw it for the ages and absolutely catch him with an absolute blast.
For me, has Mayweather
it's the only way he can win.
I've never seen Mayweather go down.
It's the only way he can win.
Yeah.
Is if he absolutely winds up like a street fight, like he does in the UFC, and blasts him in the chin. It's the only way.
I don't think he's going to touch him.
I don't either.
But
But
I think
that's the only way he can win.
I don't think Conor is going to fall, meaning like just, fuck it, I'm out here.
No.
He's going to fight.
Oh,
he's going to
100%,
try,
100%.
but he's going to swing it air. And a lot of people are saying that this fight is taken away from the bigger fight, which is Canelo and Triple G.
Which is going to be an actual boxing
Yeah.
match.
So do you
I'm
think
really
it's
excited.
taking away from it, or I feel like it's added? I'm looking forward to the next couple months.
Absolutely.
Boxing fan.
These two fights right here are what boxing has been striving for.
I'm passing on the
Put 'em back.
statements that he made.
Like as if both these fights aren't better than what were those fights? Bradley versus Pacquiao.
Yeah, his last one that he promoted, Chavez Jr. versus his golden boy. That wasn't a good fight, bro.
No.
Canelo
These fights are going to generate so much money.
It's
and
not
they're
even.
gonna
It's
bring the
not.
sport
It's
back.
the money alone, but just the viewership, man.
Right.
Pay per view buys, I guarantee, is going to be number one. It's going to
Ever.
freaking.
The Mayweather pay-per-view fight will be the biggest fight ever. I have girls
See,
asking me about this fight.
chicks.
It's gonna be. Honestly, I'm really pumped for it.
So
I
be an
could care
asshole.
less what everyone
So what are
else
you
has
trying to
say.
say, that women have no idea about boxing?
No. So what I'm trying to say is, women like UFC,
Yeah.
they don't do like.
I think Conor and Mayweather get a lot of women's attention because they're assholes.
Oh yeah.
Women love to hate assholes.
Conor McGregor gets a lot of women's attention.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
You add him and his following, Mayweather, his following. They're going to have the, I don't think they call them 24/7s anymore because that's on HBO.
Right.
They're going to have the documentaries leading up. We're almost in July. We're actually in July at this filming of the show. And there's going to be a lot of stuff going around. And I haven't had a fight in my house for like years, but I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to sit in the comfort of my home and drink and watch the fight.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and when I'm done, I'm probably gonna be like, really? But
Might
you know
not
what?
work, I don't even know.
That's gonna be there. But by the following month, 2 weeks later, I got a bigger fight, and I'm a boxing fan, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
You know,
I
'cause
couldn't
that's what
agree more.
boxing's about. You know, getting the two of the best guys in the world to fight each other. Just
However-
this one. However,
Transition into that fight.
yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Triple G is a monster. He had a tough fight. I've never seen him look vulnerable until his last fight against Jacobs, but
But Jacobs is no slouch.
Jacobs is not a slouch. And Canelo is good, but Canelo fights a lot of like washed up or honestly.
I don't like the way he moves.
No. I just think Triple G is going to land. He hasn't tasted a good punch, even against Mayweather.
No, Mayweather doesn't throw good punches.
No,
he
but
throws
he throws a lot.
effective punches.
Effective. But I just feel like I want to see what Canelo does with a really good punch. And Triple G has a really good punch. Has an amazing punch. So if you're not
He's got
ready
power.
for it, you might go down, buddy. But I believe it's going to be a slugfest. This might be one of those trilogy type fights.
Oh, I'm this fight.
Yeah.
I am so excited for, from a boxing standpoint. It's going to be awesome, and I couldn't agree more with you with that. I think Triple G. I think he's going to expose this guy. To be
Yeah.
quite honest.
And that's all I mean, I don't hate Canelo. I think he's done a lot
No,
for
I
his
like the
country.
guy.
I think he's a warrior. I think Oscar's kind of like babysits him, and he finally said, fuck this. There's not a lot of people to fight, so we got to get the best guys in against him to see his worth. And Canelo has said on numerous occasions, in Espanol, that he's not scared to fight anyone, and he's going to do what he has to do to win. So this fight is going to be, I would say, I wouldn't be surprised if this fight is close to or kind of exceeds the pay-per-view buys for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. I wouldn't be surprised because we're talking Mexico, and they're fighting a guy that can really fight. They already knew Cesar Chavez's son was like, he didn't want to fight. He's one of those kids that just said, my dad's great. I know I got to fight, blah, blah, blah. This fight, everybody's going to want to see.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And it's not going to hurt if the Mayweather Conor is just minimally entertaining. It's just going to lead right into the next one. You know? Because UFC right now isn't coming up with shit right now. There's nothing going on in the UFC.
Especially because this Mayweather fight, this allows UFC fans to now zone in on boxing.
You think Mayweather didn't know that?
Oh, of course.
You know,
they're going to zone in.
UFC is nothing without Conor.
No, they're going to zone in now on boxing, and if they like what they see from a boxing standpoint, you're going to get UFC fans that are then going to watch that next fight.
Exactly.
Which could even bring more money to the table.
We talked about this before, but I just don't think Dana White allowed it. That if Conor has a good showing, he wants to buy. There's so much for Conor to do in the UFC. It's just, this is a money grab. And he's going to fight. And it's not really a money grab like coming in just saying fuck it and swinging. I think he's going to try his hardest. But,
definitely,
once he's done, he's got an array of guys to fight. Nate Diaz is there. Even Woodley, they got into it before they want to fight. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of money for him to make in UFC
Woodley's
to bring UFC back. So, with that being said, I just think the UFC needs this to work in their favor. Meaning, and we said this before, Conor just has to stay up. He just can't come out and get knocked out in the first round. If that happens, that's going to be trouble for them.
That won't happen, I don't think.
Yeah. So, I just feel like people think Mayweather, he's got no strength. People have to realize Conor's not a boxer. So he might be a little more exposed to the larger gloves that hit heavier because, Mayweather's still a boxer. And an accumulation of punches, as we saw at the Andre Ward fight.
Right. It's going to be quantity over quality this time around.
Totally. So we're obviously looking forward to that as we're fight fans. And transition to our final topic. What's your take? I was thinking about this today. The quote-unquote super team. Do you think it's easier? Because right now the NBA is probably a 4-team league, maybe. Because I honestly, I didn't see anybody penetrating the D. Pause. That Cleveland or Golden State had. I didn't see any
There wasn't one time that either of those teams felt as if they were in trouble.
And that's scary for the NBA, I think.
15-1.
That's sick.
16-1.
That's sick.
And then the Cavs didn't lose a game until
that Boston bullshit. They had no competition. So, back to my question, do you think Adam Silver and the brass would rather other teams build those type? Because people keep forgetting, man. Take away Kevin Durant. Golden State drafted each and every one of those players. All of them.
They did.
Clay, Steph, Draymond. I'm talking about the main players. The big four, so to speak. They drafted them. So, yeah, they did well in free agency with a bitch dude that, talked a lot of crap about LeBron 7 years ago on his Twitter saying everybody wants to go to Miami and the Lakers. Why don't we have some competition? Yeah, okay, bitch. So such a fraud, man. But anyway, what do you think the NBA wants? Do you think they want super teams, or do you think they want teams to pluck away from them? Because every year, Golden State is going to have someone that has contributed available, and other teams are going to see them as Sean Livingston's going to get over $10 million.
He's great off the
Yeah.
bench.
So, what do you think they want to happen? You think they want the Houstons and Oklahoma Cities and the San Antonio Spurs to grab one or two other pieces to try to beat them, or just like start pulling until Draymond and Clay's contracts come up, where we know they're not going to probably be able to sign them?
I think that they need to accumulate other competitive teams.
Really?
I do. I was actually having this discussion with a friend. We were talking about how cool it would be if they just like a video game, like they just did a straight fantasy draft.
Really?
And you just get whoever you get. Lotto ball, the whole nine.
Why?
Because then it would separate some talent. It would separate some talent throughout the league. And then it becomes other sports where nobody knows before the season starts who's going to be in the finals, who's going to win the finals, who's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, who's going to be in the Western Conference
Isn't
Finals.
that more
It's crazy.
exciting when you go into a season? You're like, man, don't forget about... I used to love when it was like, people would be like, yeah, Indiana's tough.
It's the best.
Washington, don't forget about the Bulls. They're coming up too.
It's the best.
Not just...
Hey guys, we're gonna watch these regular shitty season games.
Yeah.
And then every one of us is gonna predict who's gonna be in the finals. Yeah. And then when the finals comes, they're gonna duke it out, and one of the two power teams is gonna win, and one of the power teams is better than the other power team by far. Mm-hmm. And it's predetermined, NBA champs.
Yeah. That's not...
It would be awesome if there was one superstar, every team.
It used to be that
exactly,
way.
And that's when the NBA was the most competitive and awesome.
Yeah.
And now it's predetermined, and it sucks.
It did. Even with Kobe and Shaq when playing.
What's so crazy about it is, it's even now depleting the fun of free agency.
Yep.
Because these good trades are taking place. Good trades. Like, hey, the Wolves just got Jimmy Butler, right? Mm-hmm. That's big for the Wolves.
Yeah.
But is it big for the Wolves? Because guess what? How big is it till they run in the big bad Warriors?
Yep.
Or even in the East, the Celtics, oh my God, we got the first pick. Oh, we traded to get the third one.
Who they end up with? Wasn't Josh Jackson.
No.
Oh, the kid from Duke.
Yeah.
Tatum.
Yeah, it's Jason Tatum.
Who, honestly, I don't know.
But guess what? He is not going to... Exactly.
Because you know what? You got to go to the fucking Oracle. You got to go to the Quickens Loans to see Mr. James, who shaved his head finally. Thank you, LeBron.
Who shaved his head?
What the fuck? He finally
I don't know why he
got
waited so
rid of
long.
the fucking rug. But that's the thing, man.
But that's what I'm saying.
You set these teams up for failure.
Yeah.
You know,
the Rockets, they got Chris Paul. Ooh. What are they going to do? They will still lose to the Spurs. You heard it here.
I don't even think they get... Yeah. I think Minnesota could beat them.
Yeah, and if they get past those two...
Yeah, OKC.
Then they lose again.
Yeah.
To Golden State.
Memphis always...
Who's going to win it all again next year. Unless an injury happens, they're solidified already as the 2018 champs in 98% of people's minds.
Okay,
and that's not okay.
You throw what everybody's been talking about. Paul George. Is Paul George a game changer to anyone to make a run at this Golden State Warriors?
Only the Cavs.
Only if he goes to the Cavs.
Correct.
So not the Wizards or the Lakers?
No.
Okay. Why do you believe that? Because John Wall said that we're one piece away.
Okay, well, John Wall needs to make the Eastern Conference Finals before he could be one piece away from the finals.
second fucking round, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, talk about that Twitter conversation with Lance Stevenson and
Lance Stevenson, who
Isaiah.
was sitting on his couch for a little while.
Yeah, all year.
He got pity picked up by the Pacers.
Yep, right before Bird left. So
Right.
Bird loved that guy.
Uh-huh. He got pity picked, and then...
Because he couldn't make it in Memphis.
Right, and then he goes on there and says... He's talking like he's a superstar. He's saying, Paul George, man, I can't let you leave. We got something here. Well, first of all, don't say we got something.
What the fuck?
What?
3 years ago when you were blowing in LeBron's ear when he bust your ass? Come on, man.
And then Isaiah gets on there and says, it's already a done deal. He's gone.
Mm-hmm. Like that. Come on, Lance Stevenson.
The Celtics...
That's the fucked up part. They have ridiculous amounts of picks, and I still don't think that they're... Do the Bulls beat them? I ain't gonna talk about the Bulls. I can't.
The Bulls would have beat him.
With
I don't
Rondo.
care what anybody says.
With Rondo.
100%.
And that's not good, bro.
That was done.
That's not good.
That was a done deal.
When you got 3 straight years of number one picks, and you're still getting bust in the Eastern Conference,
Mm-hmm.
it's not good, man.
No, it's never good.
You know, because I can't think of anybody that's going to be Cleveland. Toronto, no.
Nope.
Fucking
Nope.
Chicago.
Toronto has the best lineup right now
No, they don't.
on paper that they've ever had.
Because Kyle Lowry gone, he's leaving.
I'm saying with this year,
Yeah,
they had the best lineup
And they
on
knew shit.
paper.
and didn't do anything.
Besides like the McGrady Carter era,
Yeah.
they had the best.
McGrady wasn't even McGrady
No.
yet. He was
They have
McGrady
had the
for
best
Orlando.
lineup they've ever had.
And they used to try to do it back in the day. Orlando tried to get, well, actually they did, when they thought Grant Hill was an option. I don't know if you were around, but Grant Hill used to be the shit.
Oh yeah,
And they
I
teamed
wasn't
him up
around,
with Tracy
but I know that he
McGrady.
was awesome.
And I think they played together less than 10 times. Because Grant Hill just fucked his leg up, his ankle. And that's when the Bulls were trying their best to get Tim Duncan and McGrady. And we sent Benny the Bull to O'Hare, and they pretty much said, fuck you. And we got Ron Mercer as our free agent. That was our first one. Then we went to Ben Wallace.
Oh.
Then we went to Drew Gooden. That's what the Bulls do, man. Powell out of his fucking area. That's what we did.
But Powell did play well for us though.
Yeah.
All star.
Well, you should have fucking traded him and got something.
They
Why not trade him for a pick? Fuck the Bulls. Fuck them.
they
But
traded to the Spurs, who
already-
actually offered us nothing
Yeah, zero.
in return.
Yeah, so I went over because I hate the Bulls and they came up. But I personally think that you should start picking away at the Livingstons and Iguodala's and, you know, try to at least weaken them to get an option. Because right now the NBA is not ready. This draft was okay, but until we see these guys on the floor, we're not going to see anything
No.
yet. So,
And I just one last thing. I hope the Sixers do awesome this year.
yeah, they're looking good. Hopefully they stay healthy. A good buddy of mine has season tickets, so I'm gonna go down there and see.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
go down there and see LeBron, and that'll be a good game. But for Anthony, for Dylan, that's ECSports episode 12.